We're at Chestnut Hill, Alumni Stadium, 44,000 expected here today. The weather, in a word, autumnal. Temperature expected to get up into the mid-50s, but right now it's chilly, and you can see the brisk wind as you look at the flag on top of the stadium. Gorgeous day for football. Ryan Quigley set the kickoff for Boston College. Andre Ellington is deep, and we'll have a redo. Coming into this season, Andre Ellington was the best back you've never heard of. The ACC Player of the Week is getting better week by week.
Got an 87-yard kickoff return in his pocket over the last couple of weeks, so very dangerous.
This is a high end-over-end kick, taking him about 3 yards deep. And Ellington was told, stay there. So they'll down it and bring it out to the 20, and that's where the Clemson Tigers will have it. CPI starting lineups. Backs and receivers, Ellington, Hopkins, McNeil, Brown, and Allen. Allen, a big 6'4", 255-pound sophomore. Up front, big and strong. Hairston, Smith, Freeman, McLean, and Walker. Bell cow there is Chris Hairston, 6'7", 325-pounder, a fifth-year senior All-ACC, and he will be playing on Sundays. Your quarterback, Kyle Parker, 6'1", 200-pounder, playing in his last year at Clemson. He'll be playing baseball from here on out for the Colorado Rockies. First down and 10, Clemson. And we're underway at Chestnut Hill. Ellington, right side, not a whole lot there. Ramsey, Albright, Kuechly, Pierre Lewis, all close in on Ellington. Defensively for Boston College, they are banged up. Holloway, Ramsey, Scafé, Edebali, they will all play. Inside, it's Pierre Lewis, Kuechly, and Herzlich, and they don't get much better than that. Secondary is banged up as well. Noel and Fox are your corners. Gauze is out. He's got a banged up right knee, hurt it against Maryland. Probably will not play today. Walker on the keeper. Gets about 4. So far, so good for this defense. Ramsey and Kuechly on the tackle.
Tim, this is a defense. You mentioned all the injuries. Because they're so disciplined and they play a certain scheme defensively here under Billy McGovern, they can plug people in and out of the lineup and not lose a lot. Now, they lose some athleticism with Gauze being out, but they certainly have guys that can plug in and get the job done.
Third down and 5 for the Tigers. Their first test of the ball game. Parker throws in the flats, incomplete. Intended for Jerron Brown, but overthrown. And so Boston College, without 3 of its starters, Albright out, Davis out, Gauze out. But they held Clemson, and they're 3 and out.
There's Billy McGovern, defensive coordinator, does a great job of putting the scheme together. You mentioned the outstanding linebackers, and that's the core of the defense. But if you can win on first down, which they did there, they forced Clemson a little off schedule, and Parker wide with a throw on third down.
So we get our first look at Dawson Zimmerman, the punter. He's averaged 44 yards a punt this year. He'll be kicking to Montel Harris, who's another dangerous return man. This is a tail wagger that will be short, and it'll hit a Clemson guy at the 42-yard line. So great field position to start for Boston College. Kicking into the wind. Boston College offensively, their backs and receivers, Montel Harris, who didn't get a chance there, McCluskey, Moma, Swigert, and Pantelli. Pantelli's the big target at 6'4", 255. He's got 20 receptions on the year. Up front, they're always big and strong here at Boston. Costanzo, Richmond, Spinney, Claiborne, and Lapham. That offensive line is NFL size. Averages over 300 pounds. Chase Reddick, the freshman, is your quarterback. Getting more comfortable week by week. Harris, right side. Tiptoes his way for a 2-yard gain. Defensively for Clemson, and this is an outstanding defense. Up front, they've got Bowers, Thompson, Jenkins, and Branch. Gel Chavis started last week. He's banged up. Christian, Hawkins, and May at linebacker. Quick. Instinctive. Gilchrist, McDaniel, Meeks, and Brewer in the secondary.
It's a ball-hawking secondary, Tim. 8 different players with interceptions in their secondary.
Second down and 8. Reddick on the play action. Dodges one. Gets a block and looks for more help as he crosses midfield. And gets it to the 49-yard line. Tripped up there by Daquan Bowers.
In talking with Gary Frankel yesterday, the offensive coordinator for Boston College, they realize how athletic it is up front for Clemson. They want to change the launch point for Reddick. This was supposed to be a bootleg. Now Branch cuts it off. And you see 93 Bowers makes the tackle, but still Reddick's ability to create something on the move. And there you see the old general, Gary Frankel. He's going to try to find a way to give Reddick some chances for success early in this game.
I think this will be the key to the ball game today. Boston College in third down conversions. This offense ranked 116th in the nation last year in third down conversions. And this one's picked off. And that one's going to the house. Intercepted by Rashard Hall for the touchdown. Pick six. And Clemson's on the board. Key to the ball game? You bet.
No question about it, Tim. And it was a situation where the ball floated on him. We talked about the wind. He's throwing with the wind. The ball kind of floated right here. A little pressure in his face. See the ball float a little. And Rashard Hall is all over the coverage. Ball thrown behind Montel Harris.
Boy, he read it, reacted, picked it, and the pick six.
Just never got on top of the football. Nose of the ball stayed high. Wind carried the football, floated it a little bit. And Rashard Hall, we talked about it. Rashard Hall's second interception of the year. They've had 8 different guys and return interceptions for him. And Coach Spaz can't be happy with that start.
Rashard Hall, very smart, athletic player. He's a geometry back. In other words, he plays the angles, and he got the pick. Man down for Boston College. We'll be back. 52-yard return for a touchdown. Well, it didn't take long. Clemson with the interception. They returned it for the touchdown, and they lead Boston College 6-0 as we wait for Chandler Cannizzaro for the extra point. Trying to make it a 7-0 ball game. Clemson controls its own destiny as we head down the stretch run and into November. The extra point is good, and they lead 7-0. So they came in knowing what they have to do. They got off to a quick start. Right away, they're trying to deflate the Eagles of Boston College.
Tim, let's take a look at the back end of this play, trying to find out where the big offensive tackle Lapham don't really have the shot of him in there. Rich Lapham, you mentioned the big, strong offensive front. Lapham 6'8", 325 pounds. He's an anchor on that right side, and you can only hope that he can get back in the football game for him. 32 career starts, that young man right there.
They're looking at his knee. He does have on those Stabler knee braces, and a lot of times that'll help you. If he can't go, Evan Cleary will step in and tackle. Well, Champion presents How You Play. In every home game, the Boston College band leads the team to the stadium as the players, coaches, and fans prepare for the game. The 150-member band under the direction of Sebastian Boninato, he was up early this morning to get ready and bring the Eagle community together as the team looks for its 12th straight bowl game. And that's our Champion feature celebrating the history and traditions of the ACC Champion. It's How You Play the Game. ACC Saturday at Chestnut Hill in the shadow of Boston. Beautiful day for football. Boston College really demoralized right now after that pick and score. Andre Williams. This is Amadon. Amadon returns it to the 25. Let's go down to Mike Hogwood.
Yeah, Tim, I was talking to Ryan Quigley, the punter for BC, before the game, and he says this stadium is unusual in that the wind swirls here, and on a day like today, it'll be 5 miles an hour 1 minute, and then the next minute it'll be 25 miles an hour. I imagine that's got to be pretty tough on a quarterback when you really don't know where the wind's coming from and how hard it's blowing.
Yeah, Hog, that's a great point, and it certainly looked to me like that Chase Reddick had a tough time getting on top of the football. That means you've got to really spin it with the index finger, get the nose of the football down. That one sailed flying with the wind, and Hall was all over it.
First down, Boston College. I would think here, Arch, you don't want to panic. You just want to stay in your game plan. That means Harris. And Harris spins and turns his way. Nice gain, a pickup of about 8.5 yards.
No, absolutely. You looked at the first drive. They had a great chance to scrimmage from midfield. We're really on schedule. Just made a poor throw. But good job of the trap block there. And good legs churning by Montel Harris. That's the thing that you see about this kid. Harris, 6'5", 200 pounds, not a monster back. Outstanding strength in the lower half and really keeps the legs churning.
Good job by Thomas Claiborne, the right guard. He missed his block initially, came back, and Harris was behind him playing hide and seek. Got the big gainer. Bring up second down and 2. Tim Brandt, Dave Archer, Mike Hogwood with you. Chestnut Hill, Alumni Stadium. First quarter of action. Here's Harris again. He's got the first and then some. Across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Boston College had great field position to start this game. Squandered it and threw the pick 6. But again, they've got good field position, Dave, and if they can just continue to stay with their game plan.
Yeah, and the game plan's got to be, Tim, get the ball to number 2. Montel Harris is a guy that's got tremendous vision. We saw it on that play. Daquan Bowers blast to the inside. Just a sidestep from Harris, and here you are, first down, and you get a scrimmage again.
Well, and this may be their best defense of the day, and I don't mean that facetiously, but you want to keep the ball away from Clemson. And as long as the offense has it, shortens the game, and melts the clock, it's a good thing. And another big gainer by Montel Harris. Stop finally made by the safety McDaniel, but Harris, 5'10", 200-pounder. He's a downhill runner. He's not the fastest or shiftiest guy, but he hits the hole with authority, and he's got a great vision. Actually, lets his eyes move his feet.
Yeah, another indication there of his strength as well, Tim. He runs through the tackle of Jarvis Jenkins, the big defensive tackle, keeps the legs churning and getting up the field as we see Kevin Steele studying that defense. Boy, you talk about a passionate coach right there now. Guy knows how to coach some defense.
And for a young quarterback, another manageable situation at 2nd and 5. Harris breaks one tackle and gets another first down. Boston College is moving. Jonathan Weeks makes the tackle. He's the safety.
This is a defense that did a pretty good job against Georgia Tech's rushing attack last week. But Montel Harris and his big offensive line have found a little home in between the tackles now, pushing this big defensive front off of the football. And you mentioned, Tim, this is the best friend of a quarterback is a good solid running game on first down.
Look at Frank Spaziano, a guy we always like to come up and see. Spaz has been at BC for a long time. He's been the head coach there for 2 years. Now we'll see who jumped. Thompson came across in a hurry, but was he drawn?
Could be a little extra.
And it is against Thompson.
Little extra squeeze of the football by Mark Spinney right there.
Done like a veteran. You know, this defense was opportunistic against Maryland. And these two safeties, McDaniel and Hall, and they make things happen. They make up probably one of the best safety tandems in the country. And that pick 6 there kind of picks up where they left off last week against Maryland. Look at the Geico scoreboard. We'll keep you updated on all the scores around the country, especially throughout the ACC throughout the day. Reddick stumbles, gets back, looks deep. Yes, sir. And it's complete inside the 5. Moma with an outstanding catch, but what a throw by Reddick to give him a chance.
Well, and that's just it, Tim. He put him up the bat. It's an outstanding adjustment by Moma. You see the stumble. Now the timing is completely off on the throw. It's just a vertical down the right sideline. You want to hang it for Moma. Moma at 6'6" now, gears down, uses his hands effectively, and then squeezes the football in front of Gilchrist, who's an outstanding cover corner. So excellent adjustment by Moma, and a good job by Reddick to give him a chance.
Well, Moma is 6'6". Gilchrist just 5'11". There's a mismatch there, but it wasn't a mismatched throw. He just came and out-fought him. Harris, left side, looks for the end zone, still on his feet, down to the 2. Met there by May and Hawkins.
May, the linebacker, number 20, going to step right into your screen. Look at him fill the hole. It's like Tim Brandt back in the day right there, sealing it up.
You know, this defense, Tigers brought back 6 starters from last year's defense. These guys can flat out run. Had one of the nation's top Ds last year, and they're getting better week by week now. Got to get better in the red zone. Boston College looking for a score here to tie the game. Harris, block on the corner. Not going to get there.
We've got to host the defenders there, Branch and May at the point of attack. Outstanding job of just clogging it up. A lot of trash in there, if you will. Coaches call, hey, we got to get the trash out of there. There's too many people too many bodies in the way and nowhere for Martell Harris to go.
Don't forget, right tackle Rich Lapham is out of the game. Injured his left knee. Don't know if he'll be back, but right now they need to get up behind that big offensive line and push your way about 1.5 yards. Harris, the lone setback. Reddick rolls right into a blitz. He's got trouble, and he'll go down. Gilchrist came on a quarter blitz and ran right into Reddick.
How about the defensive call from Kevin Steele? Gilchrist is going to come from your right side. He's the corner. He's coming on the blitz, and this is after Boston College changed personnel, went to a slot to the right side. They come with the blitz off the edge. Kevin Steele dials up one of his diabolical blitzes, and this time it's the corner to make the play.
Nate Freeze for the field goal. Should be a chip shot, but with this wind, who knows? And it's good. So Boston College is on the board. Spaz is fired up. We'll be back after a word from your local stations. Hey fans, remember 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. Here at Alumni Stadium, Boston College now on the board. Nice drive, 7 plays, 70 yards, 5 minutes and 10 seconds on the drive, and ended with a 22-yard field goal, which really is a win for Clemson at that point.
Yeah, I think so. Anytime you take the ball inside your 5-yard line and first down and keep them out of the end zone, you've got to do your job.
Ellington will take this one at the 5. Looks for a crease, and boy, he's met rather rudely at the 22-yard line. Good coverage by Boston College. Hey fans, get your cell phones ready. It's time for the AT&T fan vote. We want you to answer this question that Dave Archer came up with. Text your answer A1 or A2 to 55333 or go to the ACC.com and vote. You'll get the results in the second half. Bowers or Kuechly?
Two good ones right there. Those two guys, I would imagine, are going to be in a lot of All-America teams after the season's over.
I agree with you, and I know you're fans of both, and both can really flat-out play. These linebackers at Boston College are about as good as you get. Of course, our Kerslick story is well documented, but every time I see him, just thankful to see him out there. Swing pass out, look out. Can flat-out run. And McNeil takes it all the way across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Well, we just talked about the athleticism of the linebackers. This is Kuechly, number 40. And this is different kind of speed now when you start talking about Bryce McNeil, outside receiver. Boston College is unique, Tim, because they stay regular personnel. They do not sub a nickel in. They keep their 3 linebackers on the field versus 3 receivers.
Loca Roja made the stop and brings up first down. They've got good field position, and Parker is your quarterback. Play action and into the flats. Gain of about 5 yards for the receiver.
That's a big athlete here now. This is a kid that was converted from receiver here a couple of weeks ago. They moved him and felt like he had more of a body for a tight end. And Brandon Ford has paid dividends for him over the last couple of weeks.
Good young receiver, and he's 6'4", 220 pounds. Kind of fits that mold. All their guys are big, 6'4", 6'5" guys at tight end. Here's Ford in motion again. Tigers need 6 on second down. Go to the hook zone. It's complete. And diving straight ahead is Jerron Brown for the first down. So they'll move the chains, and Clemson's on the move again.
Get a zone buster play here. Watch Jerron Brown find the hole between the linebackers and just sit it down. You're getting the stretch of Ford going outside. He pulls Herzlich out of coverage. And right in behind is Brown sitting it down.
Clemson's got a nice tempo here now, partner. They're not wasting any time. They get in, they call the play, they get up and execute. Ellington, little cutback run, jukes one, down to the 31-yard line. Ellington ran for 500 yards last year on just 68 carries. Of course, he was playing in the shadow of C.J. Spiller.
Watch this move he puts on Luke Kuechly right here. Whoops, now you got me, now you don't. Kuechly has had 2 opportunities now in the open field here. This one a little bit tighter quarters, but still Ellington makes him miss. And we've seen enough of Kuechly this year. That doesn't happen very often.
I'll tell you something else. A lot of guys say that Ellington may be a little bit undersized to be a feature back, but he's getting it done. Excellent speed and very elusive, as you saw in the last play. Clemson will pick up the first down again as they complete the pass to McNeil.
How about the arm strength here now as Parker rolls and shoots the ball really kind of off his back foot in between 2 backers. Herzlich was kicking himself for not being able to get in there and knock that down, but he got it into McNeil for his second reception on the day.
And you know what? That was all throw because Noel had pretty good coverage on him. He was in his hip pocket, just couldn't get through the body. The ball was perfectly thrown. Dio now jumps back into the backfield. First down and 10. Ellington stops, cuts, gets to the outside, and is down to the 16-yard line. Oh, Andre Ellington.
Well, it's a pretty run on a play that looked pretty bottled up. They're going to the ghost fake on the reverse, trying to freeze the backers with that. But it's about Ellington making a number of Boston College defenders miss and picking up 4 yards on the play.
Now they move down into the red zone. You see what they've done there, 70%. And most of them are touchdowns. Second down and 6. Parker adjusts, reads the safety, sees the safety's cheating, goes play action and into the end zone, and it's almost picked off. Terrific play by Chris Fox. Probably should have been picked.
Well, this is a broken route because there's 2 players in the same area. You see the tight end in there, Dwayne Allen. He's not supposed to be there, or Ellington's not supposed to be there because you bring an extra defender to the dance there. And that time Fox almost came over the top and intercepted the ball. So a broken route there from Clemson.
See the drive, 7 plays, 61 yards, trying to capitalize here in the red zone. Brings up third down and 6. Parker again reads the safety. Puts Brown in motion. Plenty of time. Throws the out pattern, but he's going to be short of the first down. Knocked out of bounds again by Fox. And that should bring a field goal situation unless they go for it. Here comes the field goal team.
That's what Boston College does so well, Tim. When they get down in that scoring zone, they're so disciplined in their zone coverage. And, that field shrinks down. There's not as many windows. So now they keep everything in front of them, rally up and make the tackle and force field goals. Remember, last year, forced 6 field goals in a Clemson win a year ago.
So Canton to attempt a 31-yarder. High enough, long enough, and it's good. So the Clemson Tigers extend their lead on this Halloween weekend. And so far, Clemson's scary. 8 pieces of seasoned chicken. 4 made from scratch biscuits. 2 large fixins and a half-gallon of their legendary iced tea. Remember, it's always bow time when you are tailgating. And they love it here at Boston College.
I was a little concerned, Tim, because you and I rode over with Hogwood. He usually gets over early for bow time. And he missed bow time this morning.
Oh, but we got into that iced tea pretty good. Andre Williams puts this on the ground. Now tries to break a couple tackles and get it out to the 19-yard line. And that's where Boston College will start. Clemson with that 9-play, 64-yard drive, 31-yard field goal. And that's where we are, 10-3, Clemson.
Now, Tim, they ran the ball pretty well between the tackles with Montel Harris, and then there was the explosion play. Moma makes an outstanding adjustment and gets it inside the 5 down to 2. But Clemson rises up defensively. Gilchrist gets the play on 3rd down and forces the Boston College field goal. Now, Boston College got something out of the drive, so you hang your hat on that. And they know they can move the football now.
That Boston College drive, 7 plays, 70 yards. Ate up more than 5 minutes of the first quarter. Harris again gets a block, and off that side picks up 6 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 4. Tackle made by Goodman. Let's go downstairs. It's Mike Hogwood. Michael?
Well, Rich Lapham, we saw him leave with an injury. They've taken him to the locker room. He's got ice on it. He won't be back at least for the half. Then they're going to reevaluate him. Really tough news when you guys consider that this offensive line has only been together as a group for 2 weeks, healthy, and now Lapham has gone down.
Mike, how's that wind? Is it picking up or is it dying down?
No, it's died down tremendously over the last 5 minutes.
Okay, well, let's see how Reddick does here. Second down, a long 3 as they give it back to Harris. Stutter steps, crosses the 30, 35, and out near the 37-yard line. They'll mark it at the 38. Oh, he's impressive, huh?
He has tremendous vision and balance. Talked about him being a smallish player at 5'10", 200 pounds, but his ability to change direction, accelerate, impressive.
Another player injured as they work on him. You're right about Montel. I still remember that 5-touchdown game in the win over NC State. He was special. And he ended last year with 5 straight 100-yard games.
He comes in with 4 100-yard games on this season. It looks like
Courtney Brown, number 90.
Brown. One of the talented pass rushers that comes off the edge for this team. They rotate four players at that defensive end spot.
Keep an eye on the left here.
Oh, he's going to get the leg whip. Got the leg whip, Tim. Looked like Hawkins, the linebacker, as his body was being slung around trying to make the tackle with Harris, he caught Brown around the knee.
The big junior from Charlotte is up. Try to walk that thing out, and we hope it's not too serious.
Well, you know how important it is now when you got a team that's running the football, big offensive line. You're going to want to rotate that defensive front. Courtney Brown in there. We've seen Bowers and Branch, Goodman at the defensive end. They like to rotate 4 guys at those defensive end spots.
Weakest joint on the strongest limb of the body, that knee, and you hate to see anybody ever come up gimpy holding that knee. So first down and 10 for Boston College. Trying to come back after cutting Zero's field goal to make it 10-3. Harris again. He tries to get every inch he can, doesn't he?
Boy, he's just got tremendous balance. You're going to hear this all day long. Watch the vision to find the hole there. Now the balance. Do I stay up? Keep the legs churning. That's what we've seen from Montel Harris. For his size, the way he runs between the tackles, I think is as good as anybody in the country.
I agree with that 100%. He's definitely the best offensive player at BC. 3,000-yard man for his career. Had over 300 carries last year, 4th most in the country. So he's durable as well. Here he is again. Shakes off a tackle and gets out near midfield and into Clemson territory before he's stopped by Hall.
Boy, it's been an incredible show now by this big offensive line coming off the ball and getting Montel Harris going downhill. DeAndre McDaniel, the safety, number 2, is going to come in, one of the more sure tacklers on this Clemson Tiger team, and he can't get Montel on the ground. And the thing you see now, as you watch this, you see safeties creeping towards the line of scrimmage. That gives the shot for the over-the-top throw.
Clemson had his best defensive performance last year in the win over Boston College. The Eagles had only 54 total yards in that game. But Boston College offensively off to a pretty good start today. Harris hit immediately, gets back to the line of scrimmage. McDaniel was there in the hole to take him down. DeAndre McDaniel, the 3rd leading tackler for the Tigers.
Well, that's what you begin to look for as an offensive coordinator. If we're running the ball successfully, are the safeties getting involved? We've seen McDaniel now on back-to-back plays up inside 3 or 4 yards from the line of scrimmage. That's when you start thinking about sticking it in Montel's stomach and pulling it out and maybe finding the big 6'6" Momo over the top.
No question. Defensively, they're actually challenging him, actually trying to get him to throw. Playing banjo, bringing the safety up, as you said. Reddick out of the gun. Steps up and again throws it high and almost caught. There is a flag. A lot of bumping and grinding going on out there. Watch Moma.
Yeah, Moma, excellent effort working against Cody Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh trying to put his arm around the big 6'6" receiver. Moma almost sucked that one in, but just a little too early.
Ron Cherry with the call.
Defense.
Pass interference against the defense. Ron will work on that. Mike, that's the last play of the quarter. MoMA's big time. Boston College is not going away. Clemson Tigers have them down 10-3, but the Eagles are on the march. Because of the penalty, we've got one untimed down. Give Boston College a little shot here. Reddick gives it to Harris, and Harris spins and turns and drives his way inside the 35 to the 33.5-yard line. Hawkins makes the stop. And now officially the first stanza comes to a close. Interesting first quarter, but Boston College looked after the pick six like they get blown out. Not so much. Quarter. Clemson 10, Boston College 3 as we start the second 15 here at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill. Time for our Progress Energy Progress Report as we look at the first quarter statistics. And Boston College with pretty good numbers, Dave. This is after they threw that pick six and it was 7-0 Clemson in a heartbeat. You said, whoa, but they've come back and played well.
Just 15 yards rushing for Clemson. Look at it. This is the #1 ranked rush defense in Boston College in the ACC.
Harris out of the ball game. They go with the passing formation. They have this one complete. And Swagger runs out of bounds. Close to a first down. It'll be about a yard or two short. Maxwell knocks him out of bounds.
I like the idea, though. Again, a change of the launch point for Chase Reddick. He's a kid that could throw the ball on the move. You saw him square his shoulders there, get that shoulder out of the way, gun it to the sideline. Good throw.
You know what I like? Looking at those statistics, and you see the yardage that Boston College is starting to accrue. And you mentioned it earlier, 54 total yards in 49 plays when they met last year.
Yeah, this has been a dramatic improvement over last season.
Boston College needs to push this baby in with this drive, and Montel Harris to the 23-yard line. Playing for the O'Rourke and McFadden Trophy. Third year they've done that. They played for the trophy here. Boston College Gridiron Club has created this silent rivalry. Two schools that are distinctively different and almost complete opposites. And so they created the O'Rourke McFadden Trophy, and that's what they're playing for this afternoon. First down and 10, ball on the 23. Harris has nowhere to run that time. Good pressure, good pursuit by your guy, Daquan Bowers. Let's go down to Mike. Mike?
Tim, one of the reasons Montel Harris has such great balance on the field is because he is a second-degree black belt in karate. He started taking karate at an early age and really progressed through the ranks. Says it's made him more disciplined on the football field and indeed has really helped his balance. And boy, have we seen it here in the first and second quarter of this game.
Like the Archer family.
My two boys, both of them junior black belts in Taekwondo, and we had a chance to talk to Montel about it. He said he really credits his time spent in the martial arts of being able to focus, not to mention the physical part of it, the balance and all that, but just the focus of being able to do what he needs to do, being assignment conscious. He fumbled the football last week against Maryland. It was just his fourth fumble in 704 touches. I mean, that's how focused this kid is to take care of the ball.
And after the penalty, it marks him back at the 38-yard line. So that won't help matters. And Spaz not happy about that as Montel Harris tries to get back to the 35 and stopped there by Branch.
Yeah, and Big Jarvis Jenkins, 99, got involved on the play, too. This is the defensive front has been pushed around a little bit here in the first 16 minutes, 17 minutes of the game. I think they're starting to bother them a little bit. This is a defensive front that did a pretty good job against Georgia Tech last week.
You know, back to that martial arts for a second. This is way before your time, but I played with a guy by the name of Randy White. He's in the Hall of Fame now, former Dallas Cowboy. He's still into the martial arts, but he got into the martial arts for that very reason. I thought it helped his discipline, helped his footwork and hands, especially his hands, playing defense.
I think I took a shot or two from hitting the back.
Redding's in trouble, and he'll go down at the 39. Tyler Slaley is the guy who got there first.
Look at Slatley, number 43. Good push. Just a bull rush. Push to the middle. And if to get pressured on the quarterback, you like to get inside push. That shoves him back to a guy like Daquan Bowers. Bowers, we said, leads the nation in sacks. But if you can get a good inside push, which is what Shatley did there, did an excellent job of pushing him back into Bowers. So that's a good team pass rush right there. That man right there has been a monster this season.
Because of the penalty, Boston College has to get all the way down to the 13 for a first down. Reddick struggles with the snap, and the throwback's not going anywhere. They are all over this one. Andre Branch read it from the get-go, made the tackle, and there's another flag down.
I think this is a roughing the passer, Tim.
Oh, but did Andre Branch, number 40, read that and react and close on it quickly?
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. 42. Defense.
So Branch makes a great play. The defense makes a terrible mental error.
All right, what you're going to get is you're going to get the quarterback rolling this way. You're trying to get flow from this. But here's Branch on the backside. He's going to read it and react to the play.
Boy, is that discipline.
Yeah, here's Branch right here. You see him find it and make the play. But all for naught now as you get a roughing the passer call and a new set of downs for the Boston College Eagles.
So they put the ball at the 24. Boston College first down, and new life after that play by Daquan is ruled out. Reddick out of the gun again. Harris slips one, and he's inside the 20. Rashard Hall trips him up there. A lot of movement before the snap. I was looking for another flag, but there is none.
Boy, you continue to marvel. Here's one-on-one. Hawkins in the hole. He's right where he's supposed to be, and it's just Harris making him miss. And we've seen it a number of times already in the game.
Mike Hogwood talking about Rich Lapham, who went out with a knee injury, will not return to the ball game. So in is Emmett Cleary, number 77 at that right tackle spot. Timeout on the field taken by Clemson. We'll take one as well. Closed captioning for ACC football is brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's bow time. Oh, what a great day. Autumnal, leaves changing, peak weekend for that. Halloween weekend, everybody ready to trick or treat. Saw them last night in their costumes.
In fact, Hogwood was in his costume last night, too. Horrifying.
Frightening. It was frightening. Montel Harris has been the workhorse for Boston College. They go play action and fake to Harris over the middle, and it's complete to the 11. Here we go. Pantelli makes the catch.
This is a confident play here now, Tim. A little bootleg off. We mentioned the fact that they're going to have to start covering up Montel Harris in the ground attack, which provides some opportunities throwing the ball. And this is a confident throw into tight coverage to Pantelli, the tight end. He's been an outstanding receiver for him this year. That's his 18th on the season.
Hall had good coverage. Love this defense, the way it plays. Hall made the tackle. Brings up first down and 10. Harris runs into the big fella. Thompson, 6'2", 310 pounds, just wrapped him up and enveloped him.
I think if you looked at the way this game is, the ebb and flow of this game, Boston College on the offensive front has controlled the line of scrimmage to this point. They just have not been able to cash it in when they got down close. It's an opportunity here now inside the 10 to tie this game up.
Boston College offensive line, one of the most experienced in the country. Over the last 20 years, they've put 24 offensive linemen in the draft, the NFL draft. Here's Harris again. Absolutely nothing. Just gets tattooed by Jarvis Jenkins. He tried to bounce off one tackle and went smack into Jenkins.
Now they're trying to roll this back. They're trying to get cut back, and they're trying to get over here and block Bowers, 93. Now they're blocking Bowers with the fullback. Now McCluskey's doing a pretty good job. It got around his legs, but Bowers not going to stay on the ground. Bowers gets up and seals that back edge so a number of Clemson Tigers can get to the tackle.
Again, it's a long drive, 13 plays, 68 yards for Boston College. Their last drive was 7 plays, 70 yards. So they're moving the football. A timeout by Reddick. There's some confusion on the play, and he didn't like the defense. 9:11 to play in the first half. We'll be back after a word from your local stations.
Brandon Thompson on this draw play. That one's going to come back. Boy, they had it inside.
They were down to the first down marker. That is painful. That's the one you don't want to sit in the film session with.
That's a 10-yard penalty. We'll replay the down.
Nathan Richmond, a 6'6", 300-pound junior, time-tested veteran. Here's a look at the current drive.
Especially with that guy sitting in the meeting right there. Frank Spaziani not interested in taking holding calls inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's tough enough to get the first down with 3rd and 8 to come back now and you have 3rd and 17.
Now, this is where Clemson is so tough. They play a match coverage, which means they're in and out on the inside receivers.
Going to the long field and overthrown. Ball was intended for Jonathan Coleman. Good coverage by Maxwell, and so that'll set up another field goal.
Boy, outstanding jam on Coleman by, you mentioned Maxwell on the outside. He couldn't get off the jam on the line of scrimmage. So no place for Reddick to throw it.
So when they had the first down or close to it down at the 2, now instead Nate Freese comes on. And this will be a 37-yard attempt. Long enough and splits the sticks. So once again, Boston College comes away with 3. It's not exactly what they wanted, but they close the gap. It's now 10-6 Clemson, and Boston College with 2 very, very successful drives. Chestnut Hill on a beautiful Saturday in the fall. ACC is now on Facebook. Go into social media. Log on to Facebook. Become a fan of the Atlantic Coast Conference, and we sure hope you do. You can get breaking news, conference updates, and connect with other ACC fans from around the world. That's on ACC, now on Facebook. Another big drive by Boston College, 16 plays, 62 yards as they squibbed this kick, and the ball's loose. Boston College says they have it. We'll see who comes out of the bottom of the pile with it. Boston College with a turnover.
Designed little squibber down through the middle, and Clemson didn't adjust to it very well. They did not pick up the ball. Looked like Harper tried to dive on the football there. Ball came out.
Then Marquand Jones came in. Looked like he had a chance at it. Steele DeVito came up with it.
It's something that Boston College saw on film on the kick. Hit a little squibber down through the middle. They have a chance to get on it.
So Boston College again with great field position. 8:25 to play in the half. Mantelli switches sides. Again, play action. Reddick looks. Got Harris. Harris inside the 10. Still no touchdown sign. Yes, sir. Touchdown. Montel Harris at Boston College. And there is a flag. Chase Reddick says the touchdown counts, so we'll wait to see what the flag is, but he has already conferred with the officials.
There's no foul on the play for an ineligible downfield. There is no foul on the play for an ineligible downfield. The rule on the field is a touchdown.
Well, we talked about, Tim, them luring, and I'm talking about Gary Crankle, offense coordinator, luring this team asleep, and they slip Montel Williams out the backside. 2 tight ends, 2 backs. They've been running all day long. Harris slips out the backside on the wheel route, and Reddick finds him. And it's just a matter of lulling your opponent to sleep a little bit. They did not pick him up in coverage, and an easy throw from Reddick, and then an excellent job. Montel Harris battling his way into the end zone.
Great job by Harris inside the 5 to stay in bounds. He was being knocked out, tiptoed down the sideline, and scored the touchdown. So Boston College banged up and beaten down and hanging around today. Nate Freeze comes on for the extra point attempt, trying to give Boston College a 3-point lead.
You see Cordell Brown going to the locker room there. That's not good news there for him. Solid defensive player, defensive brush in.
He walked off the field okay, but you can see there he's not putting pressure on the leg at all. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it's good. Boston College 13, Clemson 10.
Timmy, let's look at this play again now. When you start talking, here is Harris here. What you're going to have is you got the running game, so you're going to drag this safety to the inside, and then you're going to slip Harris right down the sideline right there. Good play fake right here. See the safety to the inside, nobody home out on the edge. A little pitch and catch from the freshman quarterback to his junior running back.
Partner, what's amazing to me is Clemson came into this game heavily favored, certainly controls its own destiny, and it certainly is early. But in the game so far, Boston College with 27 plays against 11 for Clemson, 165 yards against 69 for Clemson, and time of possession heavily in favor of the Eagles.
Well, and a ton of it is because of this guy, number 2, Montel Harris. They have done an outstanding job of controlling the line of scrimmage, running the ball between the tackles, which means safeties are now having to come up to make tackles and make plays. And when you get something like that happening, all of a sudden you're slipping out of the backfield on play action, and you get a big play. Boy, perfect scenario. What Frank Spaziani had talked to us about, getting Montel Harris the ball. There's his career, phenomenal career.
3,000 total yards for his entire career. You're looking at his last year numbers. And so far this game, 18 carries for 74 yards. This is Ellington looking for a crease, doesn't get it, gets tattooed up by the 30. And that's where the Clemson Tigers will have it first down.
Good play there by Steele DeVito, number 49.
Steele DeVito having a great game, Arch.
Yeah, freshman linebacker from Don Bosco Prep.
He's the one who came up with the fumble in the last kickoff.
He's a guy that they think a lot of, and at some point somebody's going to step into the linebackers. He's going to be one of those guys. How about the dominance of Boston College so far today?
A little bit of a surprise, no question about that. We'll see what happens here with Kyle Parker and the Clemson offense. First down and 10, ball on the 29. Clemson looks underneath, throws, has it complete. Gain of about 5 to Dwayne Allen. He's the main target, leading receiver. Allen on the John Mackey watch list, one of the best in the country.
Got some pressure through the middles. Dominic Scafé going to get some pressure. Big number 55 going to leak through that D tackle spot and force Parker to throw that one off his back foot. That's his main guy now, Dwayne Allen. He loves Dwayne Allen, the tight end.
Came up holding his arm, a little bit shaky. Parker now goes under center. They need 5 on second down. They may have gotten 1, but there's a face mask and flags come in from every direction. Scafé made the tackle. There's the face mask call against the Eagles.
Well, I mentioned Boston College's premise, or is their dominance against the run.
Personal foul. Face mask. 92. Defense. 15 yards. Automatic. First down.
92 is Dylan Quinn.
Yeah, Dylan Quinn going to reach up and grab the mask of Ellington right there. Pretty easy call. But Boston College has been excellent against the run this year. Second in the ACC. I mentioned earlier, second to Maryland against the run defensively, but in the top 5 in the country stopping the run.
Sometimes your hand gets caught in there. It's hard to let it go. Looked like the defense jumped. Were they drawn? Clemson says no. If this is against Boston College, Spaz has to be shaking his head. You don't want to take the lead on Clemson and then start making mistakes and give them penalties like this where they don't even have to move the ball.
Yeah, good job by Kyle Parker. A little hard count that time. It looked like Scafé may have jumped trying to get that early start.
This is what we were talking about. Boston College playing well today, but a little bit undisciplined on this drive with 2 penalties.
That's against a team in Clemson now averaging over 175 yards on the ground per game.
First down and 5, so Parker goes deep and overthrown. Had his man. It was DeAndre Hopkins who cleared in the middle of the 2 deep. Had a step, but overthrown.
Well, again, Dominic Scafé, number 55, big defensive tackle, is really doing a good job of working people over up front. And that was the reason Parker turned that one loose, maybe a count earlier than he wanted to. And the ball was a little flatter to him. If he had a little bit more trajectory, he had a shot there, but he threw it a little bit flat. And the margin for error on those flat throws, not very much.
You know, Scafé is one of those high motor guys, too, as you look at him right there, number 55. He's got to be careful. Almost came in late. That ball was out. They're going to reset the clock. And now they'll go. Second down and 5. 6:46 to play in the first half of a game that's been a little bit surprising so far. 13-10 Boston College. Parker makes a play out of nothing. They get the first down. They'll move the chains. They only needed 5. They got about 5.5. Hey, folks, you want the latest info on your favorite ACC teams? All you have to do is check out the new team pages section of the ACC.com. It's brought to you by Toyota. See exclusive ACC video and features as well as player and team insight from the Raycom Sports Blog Network. For content you can't find anywhere else, just visit ACC.com and you'll find it there. First down and 10. Harper in the ball game now. He's your ball carrier. Good change-up back. He's 6 foot, 235 pounds. Gives him a big bully of a back in there. But he's trimmed down his sophomore season. Got a little bit quicker. Great feet for a big guy.
Working from the pistol formation. Tailback in the I formation with the quarterback in the shotgun. Luke Kuechly, who leads the country in tackles, number 40, makes the play. Interesting to watch this Boston College defense adjust. Again, 3 receivers on the field. Boston College stays regular, keeps their 3 linebackers on. No nickel.
Second down and 8. Parker with a long count to Ellington, and he is met in the hole. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard, but Kuechly and Ramsey were there to take him down rather rudely.
Well, Caleb Ramsey, number 96, is going to win early in the middle and is going to limit where Ellington has to run this football. 96 shows up right there, no place to go. Just an excellent job by the strength guys on both sides of the ball for Boston College today, really controlling the line of scrimmage.
Crowd comes to life on 3rd and 7. Parker out of the gun with time over the middle, has the first down. Complete to Dwayne Allen again.
Kuechly feels like he might have gotten pushed off here. Kuechly, number 40, the middle backer, is going to take Allen. He feels like he got pushed off there. He might have a case for it. Certainly the collision was initiated by Allen, and he got a little push off there, but a good throw, good timing between Parker and his tight end.
Parker got very comfortable with Allen during spring ball, became his favorite target. First down and 10. Look out. Gave him a little misdirection, but good stay-at-home qualities out on the corner. Jerron Brown taken down by Pierre Lewis. Watch Pierre Lewis just stay at home and sit down.
32, Pierre Lewis, freshman linebacker, is not fooled by the run fake to the inside. He's at home for the reverse and does an outstanding job of being on the play. You ask Billy McGovern, defensive coordinator, about Pierre Lewis, and you see his eyes light up. This is a kid that he thinks is going to be a heck of a player.
He knows the difference between come here and sick him. Second down and 9. Brown in motion. Most picked off. Boy, Ramsey got up and it had it in his hands. Look at the frustration. Correction, that's Holloway.
Yeah, Max Holloway, who's in the game because Alex Albright, the senior, broke his leg last week. Holloway elevates there, saw that it was a quick pass, and the recognition is what you're looking for. This is a guy that hasn't played near as much as Albright. He recognized the play, elevated, and batted it down.
And here we go again for Clemson. They need 9. Third down and 9 for Parker. Looks to Brown again. Scrambles to his right and throws back underneath, and it's dropped. Hopkins had it and just dropped it.
Now, this is one of those throws. If you're Billy Napier, the offensive coordinator, you're thinking, no, yes, because this is definitely not something you do. Throw the ball back inside the hash mark as you move, but he knew Hopkins was there. It's a kid that they think a lot of, freshman wide receiver. That's the first time he's seen the ball today, and just couldn't squeeze it.
Had a ball made the play, but there was nobody around. Field goal is going to be short and to the right. So Catanzaro comes up empty. And it's still a 3-point lead for Boston College with 3:49 to play in the first half. Look at Dabo Swinney. Grew up idolizing Bear Bryant, earned a scholarship to play, and then coached at Alabama. Hey, if you want to see highlights of today's game, just check out the Haviland ACC football highlights, now online. Each week you can view action from ACC Network telecast and other archive video. Just log on to theacc.com for these clips and a whole lot more from around the Atlantic Coast Conference. First down, Boston College.
Go Monty, go Monty.
Montel Harris pulling tacklers across the 30 to the 31. Mike, what do you have?
Every series, it seems at BC, the big underdog in this game, gaining a lot of confidence. And on Clemson's bench, boy, there's a lot of uneasiness. Seems things are even a little flat there. As these guys are running up and down saying, let's play Clemson football. Let's play Clemson football. You know, they control their own destiny, but that all doesn't matter if they lose here today. And they're all talking about that on the sidelines.
And, Mike, you wonder how much energy was expended in beating Georgia Tech last week. That was a huge win for their program.
Second down and 4 for Harris. He's got a hole into the secondary and out to midfield. Finally tripped up by Hall and Jonathan Weeks.
Tim, you know this as well as anybody. A physical game followed up by a physical game. Sometimes some show up, some don't. This has been a game where Boston College has controlled the physical part of this with Montel Harris getting behind that big offensive line. Remember, last week was one of those head bangers as well against Georgia Tech. So you wonder if Clemson kind of came in not ready for a physical football game.
I think behind that big offensive line, his size is actually an asset. He's only 5'9 and a half. He plays hide and seek back there. He hides behind the guy, seeks the hole, and then explodes like that. Coming up at halftime, we'll have analysis, highlights, stats, and a whole lot more for you. That's all coming up on the Hardee's halftime report.
I think there's a lot of validity what you say, what you're saying there, Tim. And in fact, there was a lot of talk about when Emmitt Smith was on his role with the Cowboys, couldn't find him. You know, all of a sudden there he was, and he was past you. You're getting a little bit of that today here with Montel Harris and his big O-line.
102 yards on 21 carries for Harris. And they continue to go to him. A lot of question whether he had the size to be a feature back, but oh my gracious, does he go. Downhill runner all the way. Preseason first team All ACC.
This is a game, as you began to evaluate it, a freshman quarterback completing under 50% of his passes. You see what Boston College has done their last 3 possessions, but there was probably a lot of thought in the Clemson camp that, hey, if we show up and can try to control the running game, we can win this game, and they have not been able to control the running game.
Harris gets a breather. Williams comes in. And Andre Williams, the freshman, with a strong carry off the left side. Now, Andre Williams is getting reps today, and he'll get some carries here because Sterling Pfeiffer left the team this week. Just said, that's it, I'm done. Walked away. And so Williams steps up, and the freshman is going to get some reps.
Another man's opportunity, right?
Exactly right. There are his numbers. Averaged 4 yards a carry. Has 2 receptions, and here he goes straight up the middle, and look out. Into the secondary, and still on his feet to the 25.
I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but this has been an impressive effort by the offensive line. Boston College just blowing Clemson off the ball, and then Harris and Williams getting in behind blocks and finding running room.
Williams again keeps his feet, spins for a tough 2. Well, this is Spaz saying, okay, we're beaten up, we're thin. Our strength is our offensive line. Let's get up behind them and giddy up. 38 seconds remain in the half. It's always fun to be on a college campus, but when you get here on Halloween, I'm telling you, it is something else. They're having a ball at Chestnut Hill this weekend up here at Boston College, wearing their costumes to the game. All kinds of parties scheduled for tonight, and they're hoping it's a victory party. Right now, 38 seconds to play in the first half. Boston College leads Clemson 13-10. Second down and 8. Montel Harris back in the ball game. Down inside the 20. It'll bring up third down and about 4, a long 4.
This is where Reddick's got to take command now. Can't burn too much time. The freshman quarterback in charge.
Right back up to the line of scrimmage. Game clock at 18.
They're going to go ahead and settle for the 3. The wind is blowing into Boston College right now, so this will not be an easy field goal at about 37 yards or so.
That's making the crowd a little bit uneasy. Yeah, see, they're going to boo that. They're thinking we've got a chance for an upset here. They say, what the heck, let's just roll the dice and take a shot. You had the third down play. Could always come back to the field goal.
Well, the thing you like there is an opportunity on 3rd and 4 to pick up the first down, go ahead and stop the clock. You had no timeouts left. And I think if you're Gary Tranquil or Frank Spaziani there, you're concerned you got a freshman quarterback in the game. Do we not get an opportunity to kick the football for the field goal? So you go ahead and limit his opportunities, just kill the clock, give yourself a chance for 3.
So Nate Freeze puts a little extra pressure on Freeze. Good snap, good hold, plenty of distance, and he splits the sticks. And Boston College takes a 6-point lead into the locker room. So although the crowd was a little bit uneasy, they come away with 3, and the band plays on.
Just a very impressive performance physically by Boston College in the first half. Now you've got to come back and do it again, and Frank Spaziani will tell them it's nothing to start the second half.
10 plays, 55 yards. They ate up the last 3 minutes and 49 seconds of the half. They come away with a field goal and lead by 6. Let's go down to Mike.
Thank you, Tim. This is the first time that BC has led at the half since the second game of the season against Kent State. Coach Spaziani coming in here now, and Coach, your team looking good, particularly up front.
30 minutes, right, Mike? 30 minutes, yeah. The kids are playing hard. They practiced hard, and they're playing hard.
And Montel Harris over 100-yard rushing already. What a difference he's made in the game.
Well, there's a lot of factors to that. And Montel's a good back, and we're happy for him, but we need another half.
Right there at the end of the half, your decision to run the clock and go for the field goal.
Well, we know ourselves. We know where we're management. We know where our timeout situation was, the down, and we had thought about that a long time. So,
all right, Coach, headed to the locker room, and little different story for BC this week. They're on top here at the break, 16-10.
ACC football is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, by Hardee's, by Geico, and by Progress Energy.
He could get the ball to Harris, and Harris has been the star in the first half.
And give Reddick a lot of credit after he threw that pick to Hall. Comes back and showed a lot of composure the rest of the way. Then the big turnover here on the kickoff, and Boston College gets it back in. The Eagles back in business.
Yeah, it may be more of the indication of the flatness that we were talking about with Clemson. Get a bad kick on the field goal, just the hold was bad, or they didn't get it off. Boston College recovers and gets a field goal right at the end of the half. They lead 16-10 at the half.
And it's been one of those games where the offensive line has just been dominant. Well, you look at the GMC halftime statistics.
There it is. 36 plays to 20. If you don't have the football, you're not going to get a chance to do much with it. Boston College has possessed the football. Now, they would like to have a couple more touchdowns on the board, but it's playing right into what they want to do. Run the football, play tough defense.
Partner, if I said Boston College would have 220 yards at the half, you would have thought I was crazy. It's Halloween. Anything can happen. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
ACC football is being brought to you by BB&T, by your Carolina Ford dealers, by Liberty Mutual Insurance, by Carrabba's Italian Grill, and by Haviland.
ACC football is brought to you in high definition by H.H. Gregg. You'll find the biggest selection at the lowest prices. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. We are at halftime with a surprising score. Boston College leading Clemson 16-10. Let's go downstairs to Mike Hogwood. Mike.
Thank you, Tim. Dabo, what'd you tell the guys in the locker room? What do you got to do to get it going?
Just play smarter. That's about as bad a half as you can play. You know, special teams blunder. They get a touchdown. Defensively, they just physically kicking our butts. Simple as that. We either grow up and be a physical football team like we're capable of, or we're going to go home with a loss. That's simple.
What about offensively? What do you have to do to
we got to get the ball, first of all. We have the ball hardly, 17, 18 plays. And then we got to make the plays there. We miss a touchdown pass open, and then we drop a wide open ball over the middle that probably would have scored. So got to make the plays there, but we got to get the ball. You know, they're keeping the ball, so we'll be all right.
All right, Dabo Swinney. Boy, Tim, as you can tell, he is not happy.
Yeah, no question about it.
You don't think there were elevated words in the locker room at Clemson, do you? Andre Ellington comes in, the number one rushers on your right in the ACC, and Montel Harris, and he's had that kind of day. Andre Ellington comes in third in the ACC rushing, averaging over 90 yards a game, 6.3 yards a carry. And you heard Dabo Swinney, they just have not had the football because Boston College has controlled the line of scrimmage with their offensive line.
The Eagles are enduring their worst losing streak in 12 years. And when that happens, teams may come in to play them and be a little bit flat, thinking it'll be a walkover.
It's a credit to Coach Spaziani having his guys ready to go.
Hamadon takes it to the 10. He's in some trouble, gets out to the 20, and almost breaks it down the sideline to the 25-yard line. Time to update our AT&T fan vote. We asked you this question earlier in the game. You see the current voting percentages on the screen. There's still time to participate. All you have to do is text your answer to A1 or A2 to 55333 or go to acc.com and vote. We'll give you the results in the second half.
They haven't really given Daquan Bowers a lot of chances to get after the passer, and the run game has been away from him most of the day.
Momu goes to the left side. Harris goes to the right. Looks for some running room. Can't find any. Folks, when you lose 5 games in a row, that'll get you motivated. The other side may go to sleep.
Yeah, this guy's been motivated all year long. Daquan Bowers, number 93. Now, when the play is coming, you see a lot of these plays are going away from him. He's in pursuit, but when the ball does come his direction, there's not a lot of room to run. And I think that's one reason why they are trying to run away from Daquan Bowers.
2nd down and 7 for Boston College. First drive of the second half.
Bowers right there.
Quick flanker screen. Swigert breaks one tackle, gets across the 30-31, stopped there by Hawkins.
You and I have both been in locker rooms where the coaches have not been pleased with your effort in the first half. You can bank on the fact that there were some elevated voices in the Clemson locker room. Excellent job to close the half out by Frank Spaziani's team. Did a good job of putting points on the board when they had opportunity.
Hawkins and Gilchrist stopped a big gainer. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Cut blacks at the line. The catch is made close to the first down marker. Looks like he'll be a little bit short. Gilchrist again makes the stop. Swagger with a nice catch. Pick this right off the shoelace.
Watch the O-line here, too. Watch him cut the hands down. Provide the throwing lane for Reddick to throw the quick slant. Quick passing game. Got to get those defensive linemen hands down. Good job by the offensive line to cut him to the ground.
Swigert had enough for the first. They moved the chains. First down, Boston College. Harris. Nothing. Stopped by Jenkins. Got there first. Take a look at the Home Depot scoreboard. We'll update you on all the scores. Look at Virginia and Miami.
The Cavaliers.
Could it be upset Saturday? A lot of trick and treat going around the country today.
How about that big game on Thursday night when NC State survives against Florida State to throw the whole thing back in the pot and stirring it back up?
I've got a theory on that. I think that's part of Clemson's problem today. Clemson saw NC State win, knew that they control their own destiny. They play NC State and Florida State the next 2 weeks. This is a trap game. Hall with the tackle. He's the leading tackler for this defense.
You heard Dabo Sweeney talking with Mike Hogwood. He says we need to grow up and play here in the second half. This will be a gut check. This will be a mental check for Clemson. Can they rally and step up? They're only down 6 in this game, but everything that they want to do in this season, an ACC championship, is laying there in front of them. But they've got to get through this game first, and they've got a stern test the second half.
And on the other side, Boston College fighting to keep alive a bowl streak that dates back to 1998. But they've got to win out. Reddick with time, looks over the middle, throws to his big tight end. It's complete. It'll be short of a first down, but Pantale has it out to the 44-yard line.
That's a good job. Here, first of all, protection. Got to give your young quarterback time. We know there's some fire breathers up front. They do that. Now Pantale catches the football, and on the back end, just an excellent job of getting a tackle. There's Costanzo working against Daquan Bowers, the leading sacker in the country. Boy, a lot of things going on in that game, but what ends up happening is Clemson makes the tackle shy of the first down, is going to get the ball back.
Boy, you love Costanzo, don't you? He'll be a high draft pick, 3.5 GPA guy. He's splitting atoms and lifting the world in the weight room. 40 combination.
48 consecutive starts at that left tackle spot.
This is a high tail wagger. And they'll fair catch it at the 13-yard line. So Gilchrist with the fair catch safely. 10:57 to play in the third. Route 49 Records, recording artist and hit songwriter Bridget Tatum opened our broadcast with her energetic anthem, Loud. It's the ACC football theme song for the 2010 season and is included on her just-released self-titled album, which can be purchased on iTunes. The video celebrating the excitement of ACC football can be viewed on Bridget's website. Ringtone for the song can also be purchased by texting LOUD to 26000. First down, Clemson. Good solid first down play. Picks up about 5.
That's a good job by Kuechly now. Kuechly, the middle backer, going to step in. Ellington slides to the backside. He has really good vision, just has not had many opportunities. That's just his 5th carry of the game. And a good job of Kuechly getting him on the ground. But a 5-yard pickup. I'm sorry, Tim.
Sorry, partner. First half possessions look like this. That could have been Ellington's best run of the game. Stutter steps. Herzling meets him and trips him up short of the first down. So Ellington now getting some carries. He ran for a career high 166 yards and 2 long touchdowns against Georgia Tech. Just now starting to gear up. Didn't have that many opportunities in the first half.
Yeah, just his 6th carry of the game. We talked to Billy McGovern, defensive coordinator of Boston College. What do you like about Andre Ellington? And he talked about the fact that he's patient. He said so much they've had home run hitters over the last few years. He says, well, this guy is a home run hitter, but he's patient. He presses the hole, waits for the crease, and then hits it.
Third down, they need 1. Linebackers are looking to Ellington. And here he comes. He's got the first down.
Well, that's an indication of his patience right there, Tim. He just stepped to the side, found a little crease back to the inside, but waited and then was able to snake it forward, and he's right near the mark.
And
so they'll bring out the chains. Look at the Home Depot scores as we update you as Clemson gets the first down. Dabo Sweeney went after him at halftime, challenged him, and they are responding. You know, when we talked to Dabo the other day, we asked him about Ellington. He said he is a full-speed decision maker. And we saw it on those last 2 carries.
Absolutely. His ability to change direction and go 0 to 60 and nothing is impressive.
Deal switches sides. Play action. Deal was the intended receiver. Now Parker's got to do something and throws it away. Ramsey chased him out of bounds. Let's go downstairs to Mike.
Linebacker Mark Herzlich has a unique relationship with Clemson. Last year when they played at Clemson, the whole team signed a jersey that was number 94, and they gave it to him. Plus, they gave him a check for his cancer fund to help fight cancer. His dad wrote Clemson a letter. After the game, Mark actually hung out with some of the Tiger players. He's become close with Dabo Sweeney while they're competitors on the field. All these Clemson Tigers respect what Mark Herzlich has been through and the fight that he's had to go through to get back out here on the football field.
Mike, the most talked about and emotional comeback in a long, long time. The 2008 ACC Player of the Year, cancer-free. It's great to see him back. That pass incomplete. And there's Herzlich on the play.
On cue.
There's Herzlich on the play.
On cue. And Herzlich's playing with a big cast on his left hand. And he's just a tremendous athlete. Herzlich's going to float to the left side. He's in charge of that hook zone to the left side. Watch him float underneath and bat it away. You see the big club on his left hand. Got a broken hand. He's had an ankle injury that's caused him problems, but they cannot keep him off the field.
Stress fracture in the foot to start the season. All-American in 2008. Deserves every accolade he ever gets. 3rd down and 10 for Clemson, and timeout taken by Boston College. So with 8:42 to play in the third, 16-10 Boston College. College leading Clemson, and you are watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.
We're back out, Tim. Empty set. No backs in the backfield now.
3rd down and 10 for Clemson. Parker being chased. He's in some trouble. And they're going to have to punt it away. So Boston College made the adjustment. Ramsey and Edebali got the pressure on Parker, and they make a big 3rd down stop.
Empty back set. Now, here are the 3 best players on the field for Boston College. There and there. 3 linebackers. No nickel adjustment. They play 3 linebackers in coverage, get pressure with a 3-man rush, and you've got to be livid on the sideline if you're Boston College, or if you're Clemson. A 3-man rush got to your quarterback.
So Zimmerman to punt it away for Clemson. And Boston College should get good field position again. Harris, although a great punt, Harris will let this thing hit and look out all the way into the end zone. Good decision by Harris to let it go. It'll come out to the 20. But Zimmerman with a huge 75-yard punt. ACC football is being brought to you in part by GMC. Big surprise so far in this ball game. Boston College leading Clemson 16-10, 8:24 to play. Boston College offensively has been flat out dominant.
And the numbers keep getting worse for Clemson.
Straight ahead goes Williams. He's getting more playing time. Our Polaris, hardest working player of the week, Anthony Costanzo.
We talked about Costanzo. 48 consecutive starts at the left tackle spot, and oh, by the way, he gets it done in the classroom.
Started 48 games, been nominated for a Rhodes Scholarship. Had some academic conflicts, but he goes to class rather than miss practice. But he's holding up his end. It's not like he can't figure out the offense. Straight ahead, no fair dodging.
We mentioned how dominant Clemson was against this offense last year. Just 54 yards of offense for Boston College last year down at Clemson. But this year has been a different story for Frank Spazian and his team. They have controlled the line of scrimmage.
Now, we keep saying surprising because BC ranks 104th in the nation offensively and last in the Atlantic Coast Conference. 3rd down and 6. Reddick with pressure, almost had it picked. Oh, my.
This is why they've been so guarded about staying out of obvious passing situations. You get a tremendous push by Goodman on the left side, and just nobody dropping into coverage, all squatting on the routes out there. That's an Amadon and a defender in his hip pocket.
Xavier Brewer with a great play. Boston College fans wanted a pass interference, but he broke when the ball. Both had a chance to get it. Gilchrist is deep for Quigley's punt. This is a knuckleball that he'll fair catch at the 44-yard line. 43-yard punt. Great day in the fall to be here in Boston College. We'll be back after a word from our local stations. So far, the trick has been on Clemson. And for Boston College, a lot of treats. 16-10 is our score midway through the 3rd period here at Alumni Stadium. On the campus of Boston College, we're in Chestnut Hill. Glad to have you along. Tim Brandt, Dave Archer, Mike Hogwood with you on a great Saturday afternoon in the fall.
Well, this is spectacular. We had a chance to... I live down south. The trees haven't completely turned down there, but up here it's beautiful.
Like a painting. 6:48 to play in the 3rd. 1st down and 10 for Clemson. Tigers need to rally. Ellington, big hole. Look out. Almost got to the outside. Kuechly made a nice play. Took him inside out and down.
Now, this is one of the favorite plays for Boston College is the counter play where they pull the backside guard. Do a good job of getting the side sealed and getting Ellington up the field.
Bring up 2nd down and 3. Parker reads the defense, looks for the safety. They load up with Deal, so look for Ellington. Here he is. Ellington gets the 1st down. They move the chains down to the 42.
Excellent block by Deal, the fullback. But a good job. The receivers working downfield. Ellington makes the play and gets up the field for a 1st down. But a good block by Deal, the fullback, on Pierre Lewis, the outside linebacker.
Seems to be a new resolve for the Tigers. Picking up 5 yards at a clip right now as Harper bangs his way inside the 40. You know, when you lose 5 games in a row like Boston College has, and Art, you lose 3 defensive starters, they're in sideline with injuries. I mean, pressure gets ramped, the players get amped, and all of a sudden the game takes on a whole new meaning.
Well, how about the pride factor that's kicked in here today for Boston College, realizing they want to step up and play and playing on their home field. You talk about those 3 guys, they're all seniors, so the leadership on this team extremely strong. Harper
gets a yard at most. We talk about the youth of Boston College. On their 2 deep, 29 players are listed as freshmen or sophomores, which is amazing. I mean, Chase Reddick is a freshman. 3 of the first 4 wide receivers are young. 2 of the 3 linebackers are underclassmen.
We talked to Frank Spaziani. He's excited about the recruiting class he has coming in as well. So if you're a Boston College fan, there's reason for a lot of optimism in the years to come. It's a young football team.
Yeah, their destiny is in their future. 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers. Parker in trouble. Rolls out of trouble. Now throws over the middle, and it's complete. Keckley will make the stop. Brandon Ford made the catch, picked up the first, and was looking for even more yardage.
Well, he gets a little help. It's a corner blitz by Fox to the left side, but Chris Harrison pushed Fox back inside, which allowed Parker to escape left. That bought him enough time to find Ford, the big tight end, finding a hole in the zone. So good job of Parker extending the play.
Cardinal sin, when you come on that outside blitz, you cannot lose containment. Ellington off the right side. He's got a big hole inside the 20. Down inside the 15 goes Andre Ellington. And here come the Tigers.
Well, so often we talk about the ebb and flow of a game and being able to meet somebody's enthusiasm for the game. Clemson has risen up a little bit here. Now Boston College has got to try to fight back a little bit. The ebb and flow that goes back and forth. Clemson playing at a high level right now.
Well, you knew Clemson would come out firing in the second half, especially after hearing from Dabo. Ellington, nothing. He'll lose yardage. Terrific play by Ramsey and Holloway.
They stepped around Holloway. He never was blocked. He stepped inside the block. I'm not sure what they thought doing it. Landon Walker just stepped around him. He must have thought the fullback deal was going to pick him up. But that's the second time we've seen Holloway make an instinctive play. Elevated, batted a short pass down. This time steps around the non-block and puts the running back on the ground. 7 plays in this drive as Dabo Swinney looks on. Second down and 13. Ellington goes way to the top of your screen. Parker to the back of the end zone and out. This incredible discipline in the zone coverage for Boston College. Again, 3 wide receivers. You see him go empty set. Ellington motions out of the backfield. They stay base. They keep the 3 linebackers who are their best players on the field, spread it out. They're so disciplined in getting where they need to be. No place for Parker to throw.
Crowd comes alive again on 3rd down and 13. We'll see if Boston College can stop this drive or whether Clemson can climb back into the lead. They need 13 with time over the middle. Oh, what a play. Broken up by Chris Fox, number 25. Spectacular play.
Well, Tim, it's about leverage. Fox is going to keep his leverage to the outside. Watch him turn to the sideline. He breaks from the outside in, sees the football all the way, keeps the right hand off the receiver, rakes with the left hand. That's textbook.
It's like Catanzaro.
His daddy'd be proud of him on that one, wouldn't he?
Catanzaro comes on for the field goal attempt from 36 yards out. Good snap, good hold. And wide right. What a stop by Boston College. And right now they are shaking their heads in South Carolina.
Well, what a great stop by Boston College. And again, Clemson is able to push it down there, but can't get turned away with nothing.
Hey, partner, the national recording artist Montgomery Gentry headlines FanFest during ACC Football Championship weekend. That's in Charlotte. FanFest has something for everybody and is highlighted by a greatest hit show from these country music stars. Get your game tickets now and don't miss this free event being held Saturday, December 4th, prior to kickoff. Visit ACCFootballCharlotte.com for tickets and a whole lot more. Well, you want to get your tickets early for that one because you don't want to be left out.
No, and then the tickets are going quickly, so check into that. That should be a heck of a deal.
Now, Clemson controls its own destiny. If it wins out, it goes to the championship game, and once again is the champ of the Atlantic Division. But they've got to get out of Chestnut Hill alive. Home Depot scores. Virginia leading Miami 17-0. Oklahoma State and Kansas State tied at 7.
You wonder when that Mike London defense would begin to take effect. Remember, they're making the shift in Virginia from a 3-4 to a 4-3, the way Mike London wants them to play, and they certainly have it dialed in against the Canes today.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third period. Reddick with time overthrows his receiver. It was intended for Moma.
Excellent decision that time, Tim. Again, a bootleg play. Had Montel Harris in the flat. Moma over the top. Didn't like anything he saw. And all of a sudden you start seeing some growth in the young player. Didn't try to force it in. Shoot it out of bounds. Let's regroup here on 3rd and 7.
My respect for Spaz and what he's done here with Boston College is just incredible. I mean, BC wanted to rally and get lots of help to win the Atlantic Division for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. Obviously, that ship sailed a couple weeks ago. These kids are still playing hard. Still trying to keep their bowl hopes alive. Dangerous pass intended for Moma, thrown behind him. Good coverage by Xavier Brewer.
It's not real easy when you got Daquan Bowers coming off the edge in your face and you're trying to throw a slant route. But that's what he was faced with there. Incomplete.
You know, we won't know until tomorrow where we're headed next Saturday as things develop. Whether we'll be in Death Valley as the ACC's leading passer, Russell Wilson, and the NC State Wolfpack travel to Clemson, take on the nation's leading sack man, Daquan Bowers, or South Florida as one of the conference best linebackers, Alex Wojak of Maryland, comes into Miami to play them. And we'll know tomorrow as the ACC network is on the air next Saturday at noon. Just go to theacc.com. Good field position again for Clemson. Remind you of the Meineke Car Care Bowl. Hey fans, Haviland with Deposit Shield has given you a chance to win VIP trip to Meineke's Car Care Bowl, gas for a year, and other great prices. Text MCCB1 to 64718 or visit Haviland.com and they'll translate it all for you. The social media partner's getting me down. 1st down and 10. It's great to see the ACC, though, on the cutting edge. Here's a perfectly thrown pass. Hits his tight end. And a 1st down. There is a flag.
Yeah, that's back in that area where you might have hit on the quarterback a little bit too late. Or a hole.
Dwayne Allen made the catch.
I think Dominic Scafé is going to get called here, Tim, for a roughing the passer call.
Well, he's the most animated right now and a high motor guy. Plays on that emotion.
Personal foul. 55. Defense. That penalty will be added to the end of the run. 1st down.
So it is on Scafé. Let's go down to Mike.
Well, one thing I noticed, Kyle Parker is not a big talker, but he was a big talker off the field. He's really trying to lead this team. Interesting, he's a redshirt sophomore, but Dabo Swinney puts him in all the senior leadership meetings, knowing that this will probably be his last year, and he is the leader of this Clemson offense.
You know, Mike, that is a great point. We talked to Dabo. I mean, he could not say enough about his leadership, said he's mature beyond his years, and he is leading the charge right now on 1st down. Trying to set up the screen, and does. This is Ellington. Ellington cuts back into the middle and takes it down to the 16-yard line. Stopped there by DeVito.
Tim, I talked to Billy Napier on the sideline and this morning, and he's talking about how he likes to save a couple things for the 2nd half. This is something he saved for the 2nd half. Screen pass to Ellington. They've not shown that in the game. Gives him an opportunity to get some big linemen downfield, and Ellington picks up a big gainer for him.
Ellington most dangerous in space. Here he goes straight up the middle for a tough 2. Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Boston College still leading by 6.
This is where they usually bow their back now. They're extremely difficult to get the ball in the end zone against. They've done an excellent job this season and in this game of keeping opposition out of the end zone.
Clemson can get a 1st down at the 3. 1st down and 10. Ellington. Absolutely nothing. Ramsey got there first.
Ramsey up front, penetration kills any ground attack. It's an excellent job. Ramsey, we mentioned Dominic Scafé's name a number of times. They have really played well, those interior 2 guys.
Last 5 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Cherry steps in, and that'll be it. Looked like Parker wanted to try to get one more play down there. So that'll take us to the final 15. Boston College 16, Clemson 10. This should be a great finish to this one. And Chestnut Hill. Welcome back. We're at Chestnut Hill on Halloween. And it's an ACC special Halloween. One inside, Boston College leading Clemson 16-10. Tim Brandt, Dave Archer, Mike Hogwood with you on this afternoon of surprises. And a lot of tricks by Boston College and a lot of treats that came along with those tricks. Frank Spaziani doing a great job getting his guys ready for this Clemson team that was heavily favored coming into this ball game. Leading by 6, but the Tigers threatening to score. Second down at 10 as we start the final 15. Andre Ellington, the running back, has got 13 carries, only 48 yards this afternoon. And Dabo Swinney runs all the way down the sideline and calls timeout for Clemson. Dabo wasn't happy.
Well, they lined up in the wrong formation, and Dabo's looking at Kyle Parker and looking at a couple of receivers. Boy, what a critical error that is coming out of a quarter change to have to burn a timeout.
Hey, partner, it's time to update our AT&T fan vote. We asked you this question earlier today. Which player will have the biggest impact on the game? You see the results on the screen. 91% said Quan Bowers. Actually, Higley's having a heck of a ball game here.
Well, another double-digit tackle game for him. That would be 17 in a row where he's had at least 10 tackles.
We want to thank everybody that participated. AT&T fan vote. Tigers on the move. Second down at 10. Parker fakes to Ellington and gives it to him on the draw play. I thought it was going to be play action. Scafé never fooled.
Well, Scafé has played out of this world today. He's been outstanding. Here he is right here. And watch him slow play this. He swims to the inside, and he's right on top of Ellington. No chance for Ellington to go anywhere.
Clemson on third down rather, and 16. Whole stadium's rocking. Parker with time. Still has plenty of time. All day to throw. Parker on the run. Throws this one up for grabs. Intercepted by Boston College. Donnie Fletcher makes the pick. And the Eagles make a stop.
It's a poor decision by Kyle Parker. Kyle's done a good job of taking care of the ball today, but he doesn't even want to hear it from Coach Swinney. He runs right by him. He has so much time. He gets frustrated here. Offensive line does a good job. It's only a 3-man rush. Number of players, 8 in the coverage. Now, this is where you can't make this mistake. He's got a great arm, but you just can't throw it up for grabs because you're probably going to get 3. Now, I know that you're frustrated. Your kicker hasn't made 2 in a row, but you still got to give him an opportunity to bang one through for you.
He thought he had a receiver deep in the corner, couldn't get it to him. Threw a knuckleball. Dead duck and picked off. So another stop for Boston College. And now the whistle says we go to 14 minutes left in the ball game, and now time becomes a factor.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Spaz not happy about that. You get the turnover and then make a mistake. This is what we talked about in the past, but you look at today, the last 3 games, no turnovers. Today, 2 turnovers for the Tigers.
Yeah, they had the drop kick on the muff kick or the squib kick, and then, of course, that throw by Kyle Parker takes away an opportunity for them for a 3-point opportunity.
First down and 15. Harris spins and gets about a yard and a half. Last year's Clemson-Boston College game took nearly 5 hours to play because of 2 lightning delays. again, we show you the Home Depot scoreboard. Virginia continues to be up on Miami.
Now, this is a scenario now, if you're Gary Trankel calling plays for Boston College, is you don't want to beat yourself here. You know you got a freshman quarterback. I mean, anything can happen in that scenario as he learns to play the game. So you're going to lean on Montel Harris.
Well, you got a mismatch down here at the bottom of the screen with Moma at 6'6", being covered by Brewer, who's 5'10". Instead, they go underneath. Boston College first down out to the 30. Terrific play by McCluskey, who came underneath the coverage across the zone.
Now, this is a simple play. Tim, they're just going to leak the back out here in the flat, and nobody's home.
I think they were looking at that matchup at the bottom of the screen like we were, and it just cleared out the whole area.
Well, they play so much matchup coverage. They don't cover grass, they cover players. So it ends up, it's a zone with man principles, and they miss that one.
Montel Harris continues to work. Let's go downstairs to Mike Hogwood.
We talked to Chase Reddick yesterday, and remember, this guy's a true freshman. But he says that instead of saying, hey, you're a rookie, everybody in that offensive lineup in the huddle is lifting him up on every play. He says, Montel Harris, tell him, you can do it, kid. They're all trying to give him a lot of confidence, and he says that makes a lot of difference for him in the huddle.
That's a good point, Mike. As a matter of fact, Reddick was the nation's top pocket passer in high school a year ago. Coaches were wondering about his sanity. They went out to recruit him in Sacramento, California. Said it was about 75 degrees, gorgeous right on the beach. Kid wanted to come to Boston. Almost throws the pick there. Ill-advised pass. Almost picked off by DeAndre McDaniel.
Yeah, this is the guy you got to watch out for. DeAndre McDaniel has a knack for making plays in critical moments of games. 14 career interceptions. For that young man right there, he will play at the next level.
Oh, absolutely.
He can hit people and he can cover. And he is the key to some of their coverage stuff on the inside for Kevin Steele's defense. See Kevin looking down at the wine list trying to select something here.
McDaniel, preseason first-team All-ACC, former linebacker with cover skills. Play clock down to 2. Reddick across the middle, has it complete. Swigert makes the catch, moves the chains, taken down by Gilchrist. Boston College on the move.
How about the protection, first of all? You give your young quarterback a chance. Just an outstanding pocket. He steps up and delivers a confident throw to Swigert. I asked him about Swigert. Swigert caught his first touchdown pass against Notre Dame in a game Reddick had to leave early because of an injury. And when I mentioned that those two might be here for 4 years, he got a big grin on his face. I think those two are destined to make a few plays here for Boston College.
Reddick had that sprained ankle several weeks ago. Straight ahead they go. Even when there's not a hole, Montel Harris is picking up yards.
Well, it's been about the offensive line today for Boston College versus a strong defensive front for Clemson. And Montel Harris finding the creases in there and moving the football.
You know, Harris made the jump from a good back to one of the ACC's best last year. Now he's making a run and playing on Sundays. Here's the draw. And again, nothing there, and he still gets a bunch of yardage. And Dabo Swinney just cannot believe it. The frustration showing from all the way across the field.
Now, we mentioned Montel Harris at 5'10", 200 pounds. He's one of 4 backs that had over 300 carries last year. So the workload is heavy for this kid, but he just keeps standing up and making plays.
Good numbers right there. 126 yards. Montel Harris, the most prolific freshman running back in Boston College history, and he's just built on that since. Reddick in trouble, tries to get out to the first down marker, will be about 1.5 yards short.
Well, he took a big shot from May, the linebacker, right at the end of that.
One of those helmet-to-helmets.
Reddick does the right thing here. He has nothing, so he's going to try to get it on his own. He knows it's only 4 yards. Doesn't put his head down. Well, he took a big shot from May at the end.
Helmet to helmet. You know, Joe Paterno said He's got a cure for all that helmet-to-helmet stuff. Just take the face masks off. That'll stop it in a hurry. Ryan Quigley comes in to punt for Boston College. Marcus Gilchrist will be standing at his own 10. Quigley tries to get this down inside the 10, but it takes a bounce through the end zone, so they'll bring it out to the 20, and that's where Clemson will have the ball with 9:32 to play and trailing by 6. Pretty good ball game. An exclusive production of Raycom Sports. Atlantic Coast Conference football on this fall afternoon in Boston. It is spectacular. Boston College trying to pull the upset over Clemson with 9:32 remaining. The Eagles up by 6. Harper around the left side, breaks the tackle and hits out to the 27-yard line. Let's go down to Mike Hogwood. Mike.
Tim, when Boston College came into the league, they came up with a trophy for this game with Clemson. It's called the O'Rourke McFadden Trophy, named after Chuck and Charlie O'Rourke and Banks McFadden. McFadden, of course, a star for Clemson, O'Rourke for BC in the 1940 Cotton Bowl, which is when these two teams first got together. Now, the interesting story about this, Tim, is that with this trophy, there are really replica leather helmets, what these guys used to wear back in 1940. Now, you talk about helmets. Tim, did you ever wear one of these things?
I tell you, it looks just like the one I wore. Those things aren't great for your features. Make a couple tackles on those things, and your nose spreads about a foot wide. Jerron Brown is the injured player for Clemson, and he stood up for a moment, and they put him back down. Here's the end of that play.
As you always see it, you're stock blocking as a receiver, meaning you're trying to block that inside number, and you've got your back turned to the running back, and you just get rolled up from behind. And you just hope that the young man is flexible, because that's one where you torque the ankle at a severe angle.
Well, he tried to stand immediately and then smartly went back down and took the weight off the leg, the ankle. Home Depot scoreboard keeping us updated on that Virginia game. They now lead Miami 24-0, which is even, to me, more surprising than this game here. Parker throws out in the flat. It's got it complete. And an outstanding play. McNeil thought he had some room, and all of a sudden, here comes old Herzlich.
Mark Herzlich keeps outside leverage, which is where he's supposed to be, and just chops his pins out from underneath it. Boy, talk about a guy that just comes with passion to play every Saturday. And, thankfully he has an opportunity to be out there, no question, but he certainly brings it when he comes to play.
3rd down and 2. McNeil shifts to the left. Parker again with time over the middle and has it complete. 1st down, move the chains. DeAndre Hopkins made the catch up by midfield.
Now, this is the first time we've seen Kyle able to sit in there. He gets some late pressure, but nothing that caused him to change his feet, which means he was able to sit in there, look the zone over, and find Hopkins in that little skinny post area between the safety and the corner.
Time now becoming a factor. 8:15 to play in the ball game. Clemson down 6. Parker has him on the move. This is Harper with a blocker in front of him. Eagles trying to strip the ball as he goes across midfield to the 47. Partner, here's the game summary, the Clemson game summary. Those 2 turnovers that you mentioned, then the 2 missed field goals by Catanzaro. Ellington with only 42 yards rushing, and not the greatest day for Parker.
Yeah, averaging under 5 yards an attempt. Boy, Boston College has really controlled the line of scrimmage.
Seven and a half minutes to play. Play action. Parker goes underneath. This is Harper. Harper's going to have the 1st down. He's down to the 40-yard line, 41-yard line. Kuechly makes the tackle there.
Well, this is a screen. You're going to slip Harper right here. He shows block, and then he's going to slip right out here, get a couple linemen out in front, and try to get some blocks for him. See those linemen slip out in front? Kuechly sees it late. But Harper does a good job of getting upfield and gets around the first down marker. But good job. That's the second time we've seen the screen here in the last 2 series.
Going to measure to see if, in fact, he did get the first, and he did. By half the football. So Andre Ellington not in on this series. Harper getting the reps, and he's producing. You wonder if there's anything wrong with Ellington, or whether it was just the fact that he was having a tough day.
I think get the big back in there, let him pound a little bit. This has been a physical football game, so Ellington probably feeling that a little bit. But Harper is considered the better receiver of the two as well.
Deal loads up the eye. And the big back pounds. That's a pretty good matchup right there, where you take Harper, 235 pounds, and throw him in there with Kuechly and Hersley.
Yeah, it's been that kind of game, hasn't it? It's been a headbanger most of the day. And Boston College has had the higher end of it under Billy McGovern's defense. You see him looking for something to dial up. And you got those 3 linebackers, Pierre Lewis, Hershlick, and Kuechly. It's a nice luxury to have, to be able to dial up some defense to get the ground game stopped.
Marquand Jones comes to the bottom of the screen. Clemson needs 6 on second down. Again, it's play action. There is a flag down as they go deep. And Jones can't bring it in. Beautifully defended by Boston College.
Well, it's an excellent job.
LeGrand was out there with Sylvia. Noel. And the flag is back.
Looked like an illegal motion call. I would think you'd take this penalty, go move back. Well, it's an incompletion, so it puts him in third down. So a tough decision here now for Frank Spaziani.
Illegal motion. Offense. The penalty is defused. Third down.
Gives them one chance here. And you kind of wonder now, Tim, if this isn't 4-down territory for Clemson. Maybe they're thinking 2 downs to pick up this 7 yards.
Scafé comes back in at defensive tackle. O'Neal goes out of the ball game. Third down and 6 for Clemson. Swing pass. Harper. Good one-handed grab. He needs help. He's not going to get there. We'll find out if they go for it on 4th.
Well, and delayed just enough by Mark Hertzlick. Hertzlick comes off the edge and gets his hand on the football, which slowed the play down just a count. He's going to come off the left side. He's going to elevate right there and just tip the ball enough to get it on the back hip of Harper, where he had to slow down to catch it. And that allowed the Boston College Eagles to rally and make the play.
Kyle Parker started running to the sidelines, and Dabo Swinney said, get back in there. We're going for it. 4th down and 7, Clemson. Three-man rush for the Eagles. Underneath they go. They're not going to make the first. Oh, my, what a play. It was intended for Allen. He made the catch, and Luke Kuechly took him down immediately short of the first down.
Again, it's the discipline of this defense and being where you're supposed to be. Luke Kuechly roams the middle. He does an outstanding job of reading the quarterback's eyes, flowing to the running back, flowing to the tight end, and finding a way to get him on the ground.
Clemson comes up short. 5:17 to play. It's a 6-point game.
Your dinner.
Closed captioning for ACC football is brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. And for Boston College, it's go time. Great fall afternoon here in Chestnut Hill. And surprise, the Eagle fans are excited because they've got a 6-point lead with 5:17 to play. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Moma, Coleman, and Lee all in the ball game at wide receiver, and of course it goes to Harris, who's got a big hole and brings it out to about 7-yard gain before he's stopped by McDaniel.
We've talked about Montel's vision all day long. This is just a zone play to the right, cut back to the left side. Watch him see it now. Zone right, now cut it back to the left side and make the safety come up and make the play. And that's what he has been about all day long. His vision between the tackles has been solid.
Boston College averages 19 points a game. They've got 16 here today, but they've got the lead. 2nd down and 4. And Harris will lose yardage.
Credit Hawkins, number 42, the linebacker, does an outstanding job of getting a stalemate at the line of scrimmage. No place for Montel Harris to go. You see what BC's done in this game behind Montel Harris. A solid day from their freshman quarterback after the pitch and catch with Rashard Hall, the safety, after the first throw. But the takeaways were key. And, of course, Luke Kuechly with his 17th consecutive double-digit tackle afternoon.
Great day, and some of them were huge. 3rd down and 5. This is a big 3rd down for the Eagles as they try to shorten the game. Overthrown, intended for Moma. Again, good coverage by Marcus Gilchrist.
Oh, what a good job by Gilchrist. Gilchrist bump and run man-to-man against the 6'6", 220-pound wide receiver. Ball just thrown a little bit too high by Reddick that time. He wanted to... He's looking for that flag. He's doing a little begging there.
But you know what? I think you're right. You saw it. We talked about it during the commercial break. He's growing up. And you can see him growing up in this game.
Well, and I like that Gary Tranquil's seeing that as well, the offensive coordinator, because he's giving him more and more opportunities to make plays.
So Boston College has to give it back. Marcus Gilchrist is standing on his own 23. This punt will take him inside the 20. That's where he'll fair catch the ball, and that's where the Tigers will start. So here we go with 3:38 remaining in the ball game. Clemson trails by 6. Frank Spaziani before the game getting his guys ready for this ball game. And after you've lost 5 in a row, the pressure gets ramped. The players get amped and the game takes on a whole new meaning. And his guys have balled out today. They lead by 6 with 3:38 to play. And the Clemson Tigers were on the ropes. Big gain there. Parker with a nice pass to Allen. That takes him out, a gain of 8. Chris Fox makes the stop.
Just a 2-man route. Release Allen to the outside. Get the clear out from the wide receiver. Allen sits it down on the sidelines. Short, deep, throw it short, pick up 9. Good decision by Parker. And that's what he's going to have to take against this Boston College zone coverage. 2nd down and 1. A waste down. They can go deep here and come back and get the first on 3rd. Parker throws, has the first down. Again, it's his tight end, Allen. Herzlich makes the tackle. And this is where Kyle's got to be extremely patient. They've tried to throw the ball down the field. He's scrambled around. The ball has to come out on time against this zone coverage. That time he was right on time to Allen, turning the out route. Allen, the leading receiver, 22 catches on the year. 1st down, Tigers. Again throws to the big fella. Has 9 more yards. Again, Fox on the tackle. That's 3 in a row to Dwayne Allen. Down in Charlottesville, Virginia still leads Miami. 24-6, 7:48 left in that ball game. Here, we're down to 2:25. Parker with time. Complete to McNeil. Close to the first down. Has enough. They'll move the chains. Knocked out of bounds by Pierre Lewis. A whole new set of downs with 2:16 left to play. And this is a good job. Billy Napier, the offensive coordinator for Clemson, got with Kyle Parker on the sideline and said, hey, let's just take what they give us. Throw the ball underneath. Let's move the chains. The goal line's got to hit us in the face. Dalton Freeman, the center, points out the 3-man rush. They only bring 2. Prevent defense, soft zone, plenty of time for Parker. Steps up, throws over the middle, and almost picked off. Boy, Chris Fox had a beat on the ball, just couldn't get there. Intended for Ash, who almost made a nice grab from behind. Well, what has not been provided for Kyle a lot is a check down throw. That means a back leaking through the line of scrimmage and turning around and facing him so he can dump it. It's always somebody running away from him. And that time he had the same scenario. No place to throw the football. And he's going to force it into coverage. And that's a tough one there. You can get that ball batted in the air. A lot of defenders in the deep end. Actually, Fox wasn't as close to that as I thought he was. Ash had a better chance to make the catch.
2nd down and 10. Parker reads the defense. Again, has plenty of time. Now they chase him out of the pocket, and it's intercepted. Kuechly makes the interception with 1:42 left, and Boston College is in the driver's seat.
They come with Fox on the corner blitz from the weak side. Kyle Parker escapes out to the right and forces one into coverage here. There's the corner blitz. Probably got away with a hold right there. And then Parker throws it in the area of what looked like Dwayne Allen. Big tight end.
1:42 to play. They're going to review this to make sure Kuechly had possession of the football and both feet were inbounds. All you need is one in college football, and he's plenty inbounds.
I don't think there's any question. He got 2 down. He got another one down just for the people on Sunday.
I went in that direction. Only need one in college football, and Dabo is not happy. That was not a good decision by his quarterback, Kyle Parker.
Well, after no turnovers the last 3 games, Clemson has they've been flat today. Turned the football over a couple times, a couple interceptions, a fumble on a kickoff, and just have not had the physical presence you expected as they came into the game today.
Yeah. Clemson came into this game, and after the NC State win over Florida State Thursday night, Clemson controlled its own destiny because it plays NC State next week and Florida State the week after that. They win out, they win the title. But this was a trap game. They were looking past a team that had lost 5 games in a row, trying to avoid its worst losing streak in 12 years. I think they looked past Boston College.
I do too. It certainly looks that way after a huge win last weekend against really their nemesis. Georgia Tech has been the team that's kept them from reaching the aspirations they've had over the last couple seasons. Certainly last year.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
Great play by Luke Kuechly. And they come into this game just their stinger was dull. They just didn't have a stinger today.
And Clemson averages 30 points a game. They've only got 10 here this afternoon.
Well, Tim, remember this defense for Frank Spaziani over the last 6 years, one of only 4 teams that have finished in the top 20 in scoring defense during that 6-year period. Now they're a little elevated scoring this year, but this has been a team that's been noted for their defense.
Clemson Tigers have not won an ACC championship since 1991. They did win the Atlantic Division. But, folks, it's not going to happen this year, at least. They're going to need some help now. Look at the second half possessions. Clemson, not a whole lot of penetration to punt, missed field goal, the interception, downs, and interception.
Yeah, and the downs can almost be considered a turnover as well. Giving up possession there, so we call that another turnover.
62 seconds left. What a job by Montel Harris this afternoon. Clemson will take a timeout with 55 seconds left.
It comes down to this for Clemson. You got a 3rd and 2 situation. They've got 1 timeout left. Got to get a stop here, and then you have a chance to burn the timeout, get the football back with minimal time left on the clock. And Frank Spaziani's telling his team right here and now, it's time to win the game with a first down.
Boston College has that NFL-sized offensive line, and you better believe they're going to gear up right behind it. This broadcast is a copyright presentation of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Any use of this broadcast without the permission of the Atlantic Coast Conference and Raycom Sports is prohibited. 3rd down and 2. And a first down here can lock it away. Harris with 142 yards today. He'd like to get 3 more right here. And a flag comes in. It's going to be illegal procedure against Boston College, and that's a terrible mistake.
False start, offense, number 84. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Boy, it really was. That's an opportunity for them to win the football game, seal it with a 2-yard gain there, and now it's 3rd and 7. And I would imagine Gary Tranquil feels good about his young quarterback. I don't think he feels good enough to let him throw it right here.
Still a big play, but you're right. Instead of 2, now they need 7. 55 seconds left. Harris just thinking about holding on to the football, so Clemson will get it back. Andre Branch made the tackle, made the initial stop, but a whole host of Clemson Tigers in on the tackle. Clemson takes its final timeout with 49 seconds left. Well, we're not sure until tomorrow where we're headed next Saturday. We'll either be in Death Valley as the ACC's leading rusher, or leading passer rather, Russell Wilson, and the NC State Wolfpack travel to Clemson to take on the nation's leading sackman Daquan Bowers, or the University of Maryland at Miami to see if they can contain Ja'Cory Harris and the Hurricane offense. All you have to do, check the ACC.com tomorrow as the ACC Network is on the air next Saturday at noon. And the first one on there to check it out will be David Archer.
Okay.
Let's go downstairs to Mike.
Yeah, Ryan Quigley, who's got to punt this ball away. He's from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Was a Clemson fan. But now all his relatives are hoping he can make this punt for BC and get it off.
Well, let's see if he tries to pooch it down in the corner. Doesn't want to return. So it hits at the 14-yard line. It goes out of bounds. So a good punt. Does a great job there. And with 43 seconds left, Clemson now needs a whole lot of yardage.
Well, and you're talking about a defense that's allowed the underneath throw, which is what they'll be more than willing to give up at this point, and is disallowed the intermediate throw, which is where Kyle Parker needs to go with the ball to make sure he gets the clock stopped for first down. So he's going to have to work the boundary. I would expect Boston College to play a little bit soft and make the throws underneath and not allow first downs on one throw.
Dwayne Allen's the leading receiver, number 83. Made the last 3 catches. First down and 10 with 43 seconds left. Parker looks over the middle. Throws underneath, incomplete. Good coverage by Keckley on Harper.
Well, Kyle's trying to wait as long as he can to let the receivers get in that intermediate area, and finally time runs out. So he has to dump it underneath the Harper. He does not want to complete it short of the first down marker because he'll run out of time.
Stops the clock with 38 seconds left. Second down and 10. Parker again looks to the outside, throws underneath. Jones has the first down. They'll move the chains. That'll stop the clock with 28 seconds left. Herzlich made the tackle. Everybody back up to the line. They set the clock, put it in play, and here we go. Parker again with no pressure over the middle. Broken up nicely by Pierre Lewis.
Good protection this time for Kyle after getting the first down on the dump off. He's waiting. He's going to wait. Try to get that intermediate throw right behind Pierre Lewis there. And again, the discipline of the linebackers for Boston College being where they're supposed to be in the zone coverage and then being able to break on the football.
20 seconds left. Three-man rush, and again, no pressure. So Parker will try to advance the ball and get as far as he can before stepping out. Takes it up to the 43-yard line with 9 seconds left.
Well, and that's a key run now because he was able to rip off enough yardage there where Kyle Parker's now got a big arm. He's got an opportunity to maybe get this close to the goal line if he were to hang it. And they're to the point now where it's probably going to be a Hail Mary situation.
What do you think, 2 plays, 9 seconds? He can't waste as much time.
No, he could throw a quick sideline route and get himself a little bit closer. See if they go trips into the boundary. They'll go 2 by 2 here, 2 receivers either side. Get a quick throw to the boundary, give yourself a chance for a Hail Mary.
Ace formation, here's Parker. Steps up, throws to the sideline. And it's dropped by Allen. Right in his hands.
Well, that's what you wanted, the quick throw to the boundary, step out of bounds. and then make the throw. Now he's got to load up. You'll see trips probably into the boundary and throw the Hail Mary throw down the left sideline here and hang it to one of his big receivers. At this point now, what you teach receivers, if you're not in the end zone, you have a guy that goes up and tips it. If you're in the end zone, you catch the football.
Final play of the ball game. Boston College trying to upset Clemson. Kyle Parker has it in his hands. Throws the Hail Mary. Incomplete, and that'll end the ball game, and Boston College upsets Clemson. Do you believe it?
Well, you can't say enough about that guy right there, Frank Spaziani, as he goes across to meet Dabo Swinney. Dabo's got to be extremely upset with the way his team played today, but Frank's got to be extremely impressed with the way his kids rallied. We mentioned the 3 seniors that didn't go today on the defensive side of the football, could not play, yet they rally up and provide the opportunity. Let's go down to Mike Hogwood.
All right, Coach Spaziani having a word here with Kyle Parker. I don't know. I know Coach Spaz, he never gets too high, never gets too low, but this has to make you excited.
Well, yeah, I'm excited. It was a great effort by our kids, and certainly against a lot of odds, and they did a great job. And they made the plays when they had to, and they stepped up. That's what you got to do to beat a good football team.
You told us in our meetings yesterday you wanted Montel. He was being Montel, but he had to be something special. Boy, was he special in that first half.
Well, you know, we're getting better, and you can see it in practice. The attitude's there, and it's translating onto the field. I'm just so happy for the kids and all our fans that we're able to get a win.
What about your freshman quarterback? He throws a pick 6, first series of the game, but then I thought he came back and showed great composure after that.
Well, he's a freshman, and freshmen will do freshman stuff, but he made some plays, and we need him to get better, and I wish he was a senior, right?
What about the turnovers at your defense? You got a big special teams play as well. That had a big factor in the game.
Well, you know, the ball bounces your way when you win, and we certainly had it bounce our way, and but we worked for it, so that's what happens.
What does this mean for your team now and the rest of the season after losing all these ACC games in a row?
Well, it means that we have, game number 9 coming up. That's what it means. I mean, it's the same approach, but certainly to work as hard as we've been working and not get a W, you need to have a little reward there, and it's a big uplifting. Now we got to build on it.
All right, congratulations on the win today. Huge.
Thanks, man.
That's Frank Spaziani, Tim, and if you know him like we do, that not too high, not too low. He never got too down during that losing streak and kept coaching. The players kept working, and it paid off in a win today.
Let me say this, Mike. Spaz has been the head coach at Boston College for 22 months. He's done an admirable job. Rewarded for his loyalty and dedication. He's a quality guy. We all know him. Tremendous football coach, and he gets a win today, and it was a hard-earned win.
And I think he was very emotional.
Absolutely.
You could tell it. Now, his voice was a little rough because he was yelling, but there was a ton of emotion in that. He's worked so hard. They've gone through so many injuries, so many frustrations at the quarterback position. For his team to win this game, huge upset and a monster win for his program moving forward.
Elevated from his defensive coordinator position to be the head coach. O'Rourke McFadden Trophy will go to Coach Spaziani and the Boston College Eagles. What a Halloween. What a fall day here at Chestnut Hill. This was spectacular. A game we didn't expect. Clemson controlled its own destiny. Went out, and it wins the championship. The defending Atlantic Division champs, though, go down today after beating Georgia Tech 27-15 last week. And now they lose here to Boston College 16-10. What a surprise.
Well, and to regroup now, and you see there's Coach Spaz raises the trophy in the air. What a great feeling it must be for him and his team. That trophy's been at Clemson the last 2 seasons. So a great opportunity for his kids to get their hands around that. But for Clemson, everything on the line. NC State comes to town next weekend. You had everything to play for, everything on the line, and just were unable to get it on the road. But it tells you how difficult it is to win in the ACC on the road. The Canes are finding out about it in Charlottesville today.
Boston College 16, Clemson 10, as the trophy is lifted.